Today is your lucky day. Sports TMB account service is now open. Well, what is Sports TMB's account service? Well, you're able to buy stacked NBA 2K19 accounts with high overalls, max badges, and more. So if you're interested in buying or selling accounts, make sure you guys hit up Sports TMB. His link will be in the description down below. Make sure you let him know Orlando sent you, and he'll hook you up.
What is going on? You already know it's Orlando, and today, yo guys, I've got you the best. When I mean it's the best rep method in the whole entire world. I mean, you guys already know, man. If you haven't watched my last video, I had just hit 99. I hit 99 a couple of days ago, and I didn't make this build until September 25th. I made my pure stretch for September 25th, and I hit legend November 25th. That is exactly 2 months of grinding with this method. And you know what? To be honest, I didn't figure this method out until like when I was a 96 overall. If you guys remember from back in a couple months ago, the first 99 in the world was JR Wrong, and he actually told me the way how he repped up, and that's how I figured out this method. But he used a completely different play back then, and now we're using a new play, and I'm gonna show you guys how to exactly do it. It's way better than anyone's method in the whole entire world, I'll tell you that much. And no, you can't do it with just any player. You are gonna have to be some sort of power forward or center. I'm not sure if sharpshooters or any other position can do it. All I know is you have to run the play at being at power forward or center. So say you're a small forward sharpshooter or like some kind of shooting guard. If you can put yourself at power forward if you're able to on your team. I'll show you how to do that in a few, and maybe you'll be able to do this method. It's gonna be, I've never tried it on a guard, so I'm not sure. But if you guys can get it to work, you can get it to work. If you can't, well, you're just out of luck. But for my big man, let's get right into it. To get my method to work, the first thing you gotta do is, well, go into your menu over here. You're gonna go and click on NBA team. When you click on NBA team, you're going to want to go to edit playbook. And as you can see here, I only have 2 plays. I pretty much deleted every single play that my team had on here. You guys can do the same. You just click on it and click remove play. But besides that, the only play you're going to need is actually this cutter play. Cut 15 Horns Alley. That's the play you're going to have to look for and find. I'll help you out on where it's at. This is the old play I used to use. It was the fist 4-out spread, pick and fade. You're not going to use this one at all. It's actually a really good play, but nowhere as near as good as this one. So to look through the playbook category, all you got to do is click triangle, and you're going to see all these different plays. You're going to want to click R2 or L2 and scroll to, I believe, pick and roll. Oh no, right here, cutter. You're going to scroll to cutter until you find the play. The play is called Cut 15 Horns Alley. So when you're in the cutter thing, you're going to scroll down till you see the 15s. And I'm not sure if it's going to show up because I already have it in my playbook. And no, it's not on here. But all you have to do is look for the play. It's going to actually be in here. You're going to look for that 15 cut play. So look for the number 15 and look for that play. Then you're just going to click on it and you're going to want to add it to your playbook. And it should appear right here, Cut 15 Horns Alley. And now to have this play work properly as well, in the same menu right here, all you have to do is click, what is it, R2, and it's going to bring you to this category where it's all your players. So you're going to scroll through all the players, and for every single player, you're going to want to go to all your big men, because your big men are going to get this play, and you don't want every single big man to have this play, because when you call the play, then it might be called for them instead of for you. So you're going to scroll for yourself first. And when you find your name on here, you're going to want to make sure one of your priorities is cutter. Because as you can see here, if I take cutter off, the play disappears. So you want to make sure you have cutter on here. And you're going to want to scroll through all your players. If you see anyone who has cutter, like right here, Winslow has it, you're going to want to remove it so he does not have the play anymore. You're going to want to remove anyone who has cutter as their priority, so no one can, have this play called for them instead of for you. So you just want to remove that. And then after you're done doing all of that, you're going to want to go to your minutes right here. And this is how I have my team set up. You might actually prefer playing power forward, or you may like playing center. It's all personal preference, I believe. I like playing center. I feel like shooting as a center. The people who play defense on you have like not as good defense. So I put myself at center at all times. And I max out my whole starting lineup at 48 minutes. And I put my 6-man at 10 minutes because you have to fill out the last 10 minutes. My method, I only know that it works for big. So if you're shooting big with at least bronze limitless range, this will work. I know a lot of people have asked me, does this work with guards? And I'm going to tell you, if you're a point guard, shooting guard, and small forward, and you're playing these positions at their proper position, when you call the play, you're going to end up being the ball handler, and the play's not going to work properly. But let's say if you're like a 6'8" or a 6'10" or a 6'6" small forward, like pure sharpshooter or sharpshooting defender or sharpshooting creator or whatever it is, you're like some kind of like big guard and you can shoot and you have, limitless range at something, try putting yourself at power forward instead of, small forward, or try putting yourself at, power forward instead of shooting guard, and see if they'll let you play power forward, or, find some kind of way to play power forward. I know guards can play power forward. You just got to have everyone else behind you smaller than you. So if you're like 6'6", make sure these guys are like 6'5" and shorter. Put yourself at power forward and then put the play on yourself and try running the play. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I can't guarantee it. I don't have a guard. I've never tried this before. But if you are one and you want to try this method, put yourself at power forward and see if it works. But besides that, I don't think point guards will be able to do this. You can try putting yourself at power forward. I don't know if you can. But if you can't, then you can't do it. I'm sorry. But this method is strictly just for bigs. But you might be able to finesse your way into doing it somehow. So now, before we get into the gameplay and how to exactly perform all this, let's go over a checklist so you guys make sure you're able to do all this. Number 1, your player needs limitless range. You need bronze, silver, gold, or Hall of Fame limitless range. So this is actually effective and you're able to do the whole rep method. 2, you're going to need Lonzo Ball on your team. Why do you need Lonzo Ball? It's because he performs the play perfectly. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I've tried it with many other guards, and it works with some guards, but it doesn't work all the time. With Lonzo Ball, it works 100% of the time. And on top of that, Lonzo Ball has Hall of Fame dimer. There's no other guard in the NBA that has Hall of Fame dimer. I did end up finding another guard later in the years after you play many seasons and seasons of 2K. You do end up getting another guard somewhere in the NBA with Hall of Fame dimer. I believe his name is Dale Ellis. I'm not sure. I tried it with him too, and it just didn't work as good as it did with Lonzo Ball. So I suggest if you don't have Lonzo Ball, or if he's on the Lakers, get traded to the Lakers or get Lonzo Ball on your team somehow. Number 3, make sure you get the play added on. You can't do this without the play. Number 4, you got to play power forward or center, because if you don't, when you call the play, you're going to be the ball handler and you're not going to be the screen setter. And number 5, you need to be able to get team takeover. That means your teammate chemistry has to be over 50%. If it is below 50%, you will not be able to activate team takeover. So then you won't be able to do the whole rep method. So make sure your team chemistry is over 50%. Now for the method, you're going to have to call the play. As you guys can see in these clips, I call the play. You're going to have to be, yourself. You're going to be calling the play. Lonzo Ball is going to come over. And he's going to ask for the ball. You give it to him, and you set yourself where I'm setting myself. Don't go by where the circle is. You want to be like by limitless range. So you set yourself up for limitless range. As you guys can see in all of these clips, I'm calling for the play. I give it to Lonzo. I run to the circle until it lights up, run back to set him the screen, and I'm wide open for a limitless range shot. Every single time you do this play, you're going to get pick and roll popper and limitless range my point experience. So you're going to get a bunch of rep for doing this consistently. Most of the time, you're going to be wide open. So it's going to be about you hitting your shots. There were so many games where I shot 30 for 30. Like, it's crazy. I would shoot 30 for 30. On bad games, I would shoot 30 for 36, limitless and pick and pops. Sometimes, you're not going to get the limitless. You'll get the pick and pop, but not the limitless because you shot too close. And sometimes I keep an eye out for those. So I know, I owe myself one more limitless. So I'll end up doing it towards the end. But yeah, all in all, guys, this is a pretty simple method. And once you get team takeover, all you have to do is run regular pick and pop. If you guys don't know how to do that, I'm sure you guys can figure it out. It's pretty simple, just regular pick and pop. And make sure you're at limitless range when you shoot that, pick and pop. As you guys can see in some of these clips I'm showing you guys, I let the other team kind of like do their thing on offense. I'll bait for blocks because, if you get blocks, sometimes you get hard hits. So, I try, letting them score easily or play behind my player so I can try getting a block. It's really hard to explain, but you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm just always trying to go for the block, but I also want them to score quick so I can score super fast so I can end these games faster, because pretty much you want to shoot 30 limitless and 30 pick and pops and end your game. That normally adds up to 90 points every game. So normally when I hit 90 points every game, that is when like I completely stop playing. But yeah, guys, it's going to take a while to get used to this because, when I first did it, it was kind of frustrating because I couldn't get the rhythm for it. You're going to have to like maybe rewatch this, like these clips over and over. Like you guys can even mute my voice so you don't have to hear me speaking over it again. It's kind of hard to explain. You just kind of have to build a rhythm for it. Some games I end up getting like 10 blocks per game and 7 hard hits. Some games I only get like 1 block and like no hard hits. It kind of just depends on, how focused you are on defense. Offensively, I always shoot really good, man. I'll shoot 30 for 30 or I'll shoot 30 for 36 at the worst games. And that's pretty much this method, guys. I'm trying to think about any questions you guys would have. I'm going to keep having these clips run through so you guys can see exactly what I do with takeover, without takeover. Pay attention to like my habits on what I do, like even the little small details, like when I run to the little circle for when I call the play, for where I set the screen, how I do the team takeover pick and rolls. Like sometimes they be doubling. Like as you can see, I know I have like one clip in here where they double team me. I have like 5 teams every season who double team me, and they only double team you for the first 2 or 3 plays until you score 2 or 3 times. So when you call the play, they'll double team you, and all you have to do is run in for the pick and roll or hit the midi. Hit the midi 2 or 3 times or hit the pick and roll 2 or 3 times with the play. And then after that, they're going to leave you alone and you'll be wide open for your play once again. I've played, like, sometimes you have your good games, sometimes you have your bad games. All right, guys, you're not always going to have amazing games. There are some games where I only played 12 minutes, like the first quarter, and then I fouled out. But after you hit your 30 pick and pop and 30 limitless range, guys, you're going to have to commit 4 fouls because 4 fouls will get you simmed into the third quarter. And make sure you don't have takeover on, because if you have a takeover on, you will not get simmed out. So make sure you finish your takeover. If you already hit your 90 points, do like some pick and roll, something really easy. And after that, you'll get simmed to the third quarter, and then you can, sim out of the game. So you'll only actually be playing like 12 to like 16 minutes per game. My amazing games where I shoot 30 for 30, I legit just play the first quarter, commit my 4 fouls, and then I get thrown into the third quarter and I sim out. My bad games, I'll play 16 to 18 minutes. And, those are like my really bad games where I'm having bad shooting or something's just not going right. But no matter what, I make sure I get my 30 limitless, 30 pick and pops. If it takes me 18 minutes, so be it, because I had a bad game. They were double teaming this and that. It's all right, guys. It's going to happen. So just tough it out. You're still getting a lot of rep, more than anyone else in the world. So 18 minutes is not too bad. When you first start doing this method, it's not going to be easy. And you're probably going to end up playing like 18 minutes. And then after you do it for a couple of days, you're going to end up, averaging playing 14, 15 minutes per game. And you're going to be able to end the games and sim out. And as y'all can see in the clips I'm showing you, I get like an average like 80K per game. On bad games, on games where I don't get that many blocks or hard hits, I'll end up getting like 75K. But if you get a good amount of blocks and hard hits and you hit your shots, you're going to be getting like around 80K per game. But I'll continue to show you guys a bunch of clips in here so you guys can, get what I do. On the defensive end, you're going to have to get your own flow going. I have like my own system. I like to do a lot of flops so the other team is forced to shoot. And I like flopping with my teammates so, they can score quickly as possible so you can get your offense rolling. And then you also want to try getting in your blocks. And there's not much more to explain, guys. This is the method I did from like 96 overall to 99. And I played a lot of games doing this method. And it made my life so much easier. Before this method, I was stressing out, trying to do pick and pops and limitless range and on Hall of Fame. And, the defense is crazy. And yeah, guys, I'm so glad I figured out this method. It really makes life easier. So if you guys are trying to rep up, and you guys have a build that's able to do this, get on it. You will rep up really quick. Do the math on it, guys. There's people who play up until halftime and get 75K, 80K. That is a total of 24 minutes for playing a half. If you play the full game and you're getting 100K, you're still nowhere near on the amount of rep and how quickly you get it on our method here, my method right here. So remember, you're going to be playing 12 to 16 minutes getting 80K. So if you can get in like 3 games in an hour, 4 games in an hour, or whatever it is, you're going to do 80 times 3. And that adds up to being 80 times 3 adds up to being like 240,000 my points an hour. And that's truly insane, guys. Truly insane. I mean, I would say I would average 3 games an hour. You got to go through the loading screens, this and that. And it goes by really quick. Anyways, I repped up hella fast. That's all I'm trying to say here. And this is how I did it. And I hope this tutorial helps you guys out. I'm so bad at explaining this method because there's so many little details you have to do with offense and defense and all of that. I'm hoping these clips really help you guys out. And hopefully whatever I'm saying or whatever is coming out of my mouth helps you guys as well. But make sure to you guys, subscribe to the channel. I will be uploading a crap load, like a lot. So if you guys want some more 2K content, make sure to, subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the video if this helped you out. But for now, guys, enjoy the clips. I'm the O, and I'm out.
Try